Hi everyone. I want to give you a clear and slightly more detailed overview of the Elite Fleet Group website and show how we can use Playwright framework to generate full test scenario directly from our instruction with the help of GitHub Copilot. On the right-hand side screen, we have GitHub Copilot connected to the MCP server that communicates with the browser inside the repository. There is a completely clean Playwright project. No test, no custom logic, just a default state right after installing the Playwright framework. What I prepared here is a basic user flow. The goal is to perform a simple scenario. Log in as a user and verify that booking section is displayed correctly. Elite Fleet Group is a website where users are able to book, reserve, and rent a car in Miami. So this login and booking checks an essential and very typical workflow to automate. When I'm running the prompt, you can immediately see that on the left-hand side MCP open the browser instance before generating a complex step. MCP needs to confirm that it can interact with the website reliably. The first thing it does is navigate to the home page. On the first attempt, we can see that on the right-hand side screen, framework failed to click the sign in button. It couldn't locate the element properly. I let it attempt action again, and on the second try, it used a different locator and managed to bypass the issue. So after that, MCP started going through the scenario parts of the website, clicking through the required elements to complete the test scenario. Once the login actions are complete, you can clearly see that the user is logged in because account button is become visible. The next step in that scenario is to verify that the user details are displayed correctly. In this case, we want to confirm that the logged user is Jane Doe. MCP again acts as a bridge between Copilot, LLM, and browser, exposing the browser information through the Chromium API. So this allows Copilot to understand what's happening on the page and decide how to continue the flow. At this stage, what I want to verify the presence of the first name Jay and the last name Doe. On the profile page, and once the page is successful, log out the user. You can clearly see that some code has been generated, is functional, but definitely not perfect. A merge request containing this code is a raw form would likely be rejected. However, if you understand how well a structured test should look like, especially when following solid principles and proper page object model, the Copilot becomes extremely helpful for finishing, polishing, and structuring the test case correctly. When we reach the point where the scenario is ready, I'm not running the Playwright command manually. Honestly, I don't remember the exact command how to run the test, right? That could be the situation. Instead, I relied Copilot to do it in us, and Copilot executes the test, and we can see the scenario pass successfully. So because I'm familiar on how the scalable project structure should look like, I asked Copilot to refactor the code according to solid principles and create the fixtures in a page object model. This is important not only for the readability, but also for long-term maintenance. We don't want a single disposable test that could have been created with a Playwright recorder. We want a test suite and framework that can grow and remain clean. After the refactoring test, we can observe that several files were created: a login page, navigation bar, and profile page. These accurate reflections of the page interacted with during the scenario. And then I asked the Copilot to generate the fixtures, because we don't want to redefine the page object or the browser context every single time on the text track. Fixtures can help keep the setup clean and consistent. So after a refactor, it's essential to run the test again because it's very common for a refactor to accidentally break sometimes. To improve readability, and especially for people coming from Cucumber-style frameworks, a detailed report is useful. So with each step explained clearly, ask me the framework to generate the report, and at the end of the run, once the command is executed, the report will be displayed. So showing every single step of the description, making it easily to understand, entire flow from start to finish.